Okay, so the story behind this pond was we were contacted by the homeowner, and he had purchased this house, and with this house came a small, well, I should say smaller, it was still a decent size, but a smaller pond that was really dilapidated. It was had a stack of rocks for a waterfall with a PVC pipe coming out. Looked real natural. No. And it had a kind of a broken dock. Water was horrific, water was shallow. The pond actually smelled. And he knew he wanted a water feature and a pretty pond that would be the focal point of his yard. So he contacted us. We met with the homeowner. I really found out what his needs were, what his wants were, what he liked, what he disliked. And from there, we formulated a plan. On paper, we formulated a plan on how we would design this pond. And he really liked the idea of keeping this a natural swim pond. He wanted his kids to be able to swim in it. He wanted his kids to be able to fish out of it. There's bluegill in this pond. There's smallmouth bass in this pond. There's sunfish. So it's a swim pond, but yeah, it's even a fish pond. And he loved the plants. The plants are really it's kind of like the icing on the cake. You get the greenery, and it's really that Mother Nature, the plants, working to keep that pond clean. So anyways, we came up with a game plan. He loved it. We ended up kind of going into contract on it. I partnered up with Trickle Creek Excavation, Steve Bueller. Wonderful guy. He does a lot of heavy equipment work. And I've partnered with him in the past on some pond projects. And so we got Steve, we got in on this, we started digging. And we dug and we dug and we dug. Like I said before in the earlier video, this pond is 16 feet deep. So that's quite a bit of dirt that we had to take out of here. But in doing so, we were able to build that up, form that wetland filter. That's where the plants are, and the waterfall. We were able to carve out the shelves and the steps in the pond, which you'll see in some of the pictures that we have. And then once the pond was completely excavated, carved out the way we liked it exactly, we lined it. This is a pond that's actually lined. It's 100% waterproof. And so we lined it with an EPDM rubber. It was actually a product made by Firestone. It's a thick rubber. It's a 45 mil thickness, almost like a wetsuit material. And I actually brought a sample here so you can see it. This particular product has a 50 to 60 year life. So plenty of longevity. Warranty, 20 years from manufacturer defect. What makes this liner superior is that it's elasticity. It flexes, it bends, it moves with the earth. Unlike concrete, unlike brittle liners, stiff liners that crack anytime there's shifting in the ground. And over time, the ground's gonna shift. That's just the way things are. So when it shifts, the liner shifts with it and is able to move. It's very pliable. Probably the only downside, if I had to say there was one, it's heavy. So we actually had to use excavators to actually load up these big rolls of liner and pull them out to put it in the pond. Underneath the liner, it's super important, is the felt underlayment. This is a geotextile underlayment. It's a 4 ounce material, that's the weight, that cushions the liner. So the liner actually goes on top. We put the felt underneath it just like that. And you'll see in this pond, in all the pictures, we have massive boulders all the way around. Where those big rocks were, we actually took felt and put it on top of the liner also. And again, it just adds that extra layer of protection. So speaking of rock, all the rock that you see in this pond is called moss rock. It's native to Northern California here. It's called moss rock because moss and lichen actually grow on it. It's kind of embedded in the pores of the rock. Rock, we brought in over 500,000 pounds of rock. That's right, 500,000 pounds. So we brought it in, you'll see pictures of it. We brought in flatbed after flatbed after flatbed of rock. We staged it around the pond as we built it, and then we rocked it in. So again, throughout this video, you're gonna see more features of the pumping, the plants, some of the features I talked about in the earlier video, like the dock and the jump rocks, etc. So stay tuned. You can always check out our website at completeponds.com. We're Complete Ponds. We're bringing nature to your backyard.